like to apologize. I've been putting off making this video for around 2 months now, for a couple of reasons. One, I couldn't think of a good opening joke that wasn't just the same joke I made the last time I covered the pig, so here's that opening joke.
Nerf pig? Yeah, thank you guys, thank you. Yeah, funniest YouTuber in the Dead by Daylight community right here. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, I'll be here all week. That's an overused joke or anything.
And number 2, I don't know shit about Saw. This was bound to happen at some point. Covering licensed characters was going to bring me to a point where I was either speaking from ignorance or from a spot of not knowing enough to properly analyze whether or not the character was correctly adapted. When I expressed this conundrum, many people said, well, just watch the movies. Great plan, except I don't have the money to get my hands on them, and while I don't find anything morally wrong with pirating movies and such, I kinda got scared straight the last time I pirated something and Cox Communications sent an email warning me that they could see that I was doing and it was illegal, so I stopped pirating anything ever again. Call me a bitch baby all you like, but that's the truth. With that being said, I did find a workaround to the themes part of the video, and we will get to that in just a moment, but for now, welcome to my character analysis series, where I take a video game character, analyze their lore, themes, gameplay, and more, and so on. Without further ado, let's jump right into Amanda Young, otherwise known as the Pig. In order to get around the barrier of not knowing enough about Amanda to judge her themes properly, I went to you guys, my audience. I got around 45 responses, and this is what you all had to say on the matter. Pretty universally, people agreed Amanda's themes were really well done. She was adapted rather faithfully. Some expressed the opinion that the Amanda here is only here to be a Saw killer, but subtle references like the roar on her ambush and the arm blade and her mori call back to the movies well. Her add-ons and tomes also do her justice. The one thing everyone seems to agree on, however, is that Amanda is far from an honest person and has been known to rig her own traps to ensure the loss of victims in those traps. In gameplay, this would be an incredibly difficult thing to implement and have it be fair, but some still express that it could be done in some way. I've also seen some complain that the mori is rather boring, while others say it's faithful. Like most things, the opinions of Saw fans varies from person to person, but in general, people seem to be satisfied with her overall thematic adaptation. The average score was incredibly high at a staggering 4 out of 5, so I'm gonna guess behavior did a relatively good job with her. The thing that pisses me off the most about Pig's gameplay is that on paper she's a fantastically fun and well-designed killer who has a balanced amount of power, but in practice she's doo-doo dog shit, with a heavy reliance on perks and add-ons that make her worth a damn. The Pig has 3 powers, an undetectable crouch, her ambush, and her head traps. This is what I meant about good on paper. She has stealth, anti-loop/chase, and slowdown, but in practice they all don't work that well. Here's the deal. In crouch, you move ungodly slow. You move at 3.8 during it, which is dumb. You can't do anything while crouched, except interact with pallets and generators. If you try to basic attack, you'll begin charge your ambush ability, which takes 0.75 seconds, and uncrouching to normal attack takes a full fucking second. Basically, being able to cause harm to the survivors comes with a massive warning, giving them ample time to jump a window, drop a pallet, or make it a series of difficult loops. I'm not saying these times should be reduced, I'm just saying to make the crouch a 4.0 movement speed. Anyway, let's talk about her ambush. Ambush is an ability you can charge while crouched. During the charge up, Amanda lets out the loudest roar in existence, announcing through a megaphone that you're about to hit the survivors. Now, I will admit that since my last video, the ambush has gotten far better. You now move at 6.9 meters a second for 2.3 seconds while doing it, which is incredibly fast and greatly improved Amanda's anti-loop and chase. The problem is it's still not good enough. Because of the way the power works, Amanda is easily avoidable. Like I said, her crouch speed is stupid slow, and the loud roar plus charge up time makes her predictable. You can try faking one direction and going the other way at certain loops, but if the pallet is existing either up or down, then good luck with that, especially if the loop is short so they can see over it. This is a problem because Amanda's greatest asset, her slowdown through the use of her head traps, relies on her ability to down survivors, and if her main method of downing survivors isn't that great, Then neither is the slowdown, which, let's talk about. The head traps for the pig are, in my opinion, a great idea executed terribly. Down a survivor and hold right click to give them a fun little party hat. When a generator is completed, the hat's timer begins ticking down from 2.5 minutes, and in that 2.5 minutes, the survivors must find boxes highlighted on the map and search them to find a key before the head trap pops. The number of searches is assigned at the beginning of the game before you even place your first head trap. It is random and it can never be more than 4, but it can be as low as 1. The total number of searches is limited to 12 for 4 head traps, with 3 additional searches added to the pool per extra head trap you bring, with add-ons meaning that both additional head traps on leaves you with a total of 18 total searches to be spread among the head traps. Searching a box fully without add-ons takes 12 seconds, so in theory, the total amount of time you waste of the survivors with a base kit trap count is 144 seconds, or a little over a gen and a half worth of progress. In theory, anyway. Like I said before, the head traps can only be applied on down, and downs take a long time because Amanda's weaknesses in chase. But even once you get those traps on people, they can just go search boxes before the traps are actually a threat. Meaning, if they wanted, they could go finish a gen anyway, then go search the boxes, or they can get the traps off before they activate. Dealer's choice, but in both cases, you as the killer are pretty much fucked. Traps only really cause an issue if multiple survivors have one on, because otherwise the other 3 survivors, or 2 if you're currently chasing one, are just cranking out gens anyway. The traps never get kills, realistically, and the slowdown they attempt to provide is negligible at best. To put it plainly, a lot of shit has to go right for you and wrong for the survivors in order for you to get anything done. It's not as much a test of skill on your part as it is a test of RNG. How close will you spawn to the survivors? How far apart are the boxes? How many low count searches will happen? Which survivor are you head trapping? Is it the gen rusher or the looper? On top of that, there's a lot of macro involved. You can't see your boxes anymore, so you need to understand spawn logic to chase survivors off of boxes while they are searching to waste even more of their time. In essence, the pig requires too much knowledge for not enough reward. It's kind of like Billy in his overheat days. He required too much skill for too little payoff. And that's the same thing with Pig. You can take the time to put the hours in to learn every weakness and strength she has, but even if you do, her skill ceiling and value isn't high enough to matter. As far as playing against the Pig, I'm pretty apathetic towards her. I find her to be kind of boring if my team understands the counterplay, and downright infuriating when they don't. Overall, I'd give the Pig's gameplay and power a 3 out of 5. While weak, I do enjoy the head traps when they do get a kill. It is incredibly satisfying.
Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.
The Pig's perks might be just some of the most forgettable perks in the game, and that has a lot to do with the fact that they are all niche as hell, with one of them being a contender for literally one of the most useless perks in the game. Make Your Choice is only useful on killers with on-demand full map teleports who also get hits with M1s, or killers who can get across the map incredibly fast. When a survivor is unhooked at least 32 meters away from you, the unhooker screams and is exposed for 60 seconds. The only killers who can use this are ones like Unknown, Dredge, Demogorgon, Xeno, Wraith with wind speed add-on, Spirit, and arguably Billy/Blight, as they don't technically have to down you with the M2. I'm sure I missed a couple, but part of the issue with this perk is the fact that you have to be so far away. Don't get me wrong, I get the issue with face camping. There needs to be a range limit on it, but I think 24 meters would be fine instead of 32. Surveillance has use on literally one killer, and that's Nemesis, because the increased repair noise range helps guide the zombies toward the gens. Other than that, the showing gens that aren't regressing anymore in yellow for 16 seconds isn't as useful as I'd like. It's got its uses, don't get me wrong, but most of the time they're just better perks in that slot. Gearhead, Discordance, Call of Brine even. Hell, you could use Dragon's Grip or Trail for their info side, and it'd be better than Surveillance. And finally, we have the perk that pisses me off the most. Hangman's Trick is a perk whose name alone inspires so much potential, but its effect is shit. While carrying a survivor, all survivors within 12 meters of a Scourge hook are revealed to you, but that's not it. When a survivor starts a Sabo action, you get a loud noise notification. Because apparently you don't have fucking eyes. Useless secondary effects aside, just use Awakened Awareness if you want to see auras while carrying survivors. Here's what I think the perk should do instead. When a survivor finishes a sabotage action, they become injured. If they are already injured, they become deep wounded. When a survivor is unhooked from a Scourge hook, they and the unhooker are oblivious and blinded for 45 seconds. Now, it's actually a good anti-sabo tool, and it synergizes with Make Your Choice and other perks much more effectively. All in all, I give the perk design a 2 out of 5. Basic and very niche. For Mana's add-ons, I was quite surprised by the bell curve balance of them. Generally, there's only 2 add-ons I'd call useless, but mostly they fall into the average category. What I also like is how there's a healthy balance between buffing the head traps and buffing ambush. Some killers like Demogorgon, Xenomorph, and others have this issue where the add-ons are focused on one part of their power, while the other parts of the power are left in the dust. I don't really have much to say here. 4.9 out of 5 for add-on design. At the end of the day, Pig is a weak C-tier killer who is adapted fairly well from her movie counterpart. She often feels incredibly frustrating to play as, but you can learn to use her powers well enough that she's not completely worthless. She has an average score of 3.475 out of 5, an all-around average killer, and that's really all I have to say. And that's everything for you guys today. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. You want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, Mercy Scout codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.
Need more Kaiser in your life? Well, I've got you covered. Check out my second channel, Kaiser Extras, where I upload full gameplays, stream compilations, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also upload a daily short with all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.